video on YouTube is CDL Hazmat 2025 test questions. That's the video that I was studying, and I went to go take my Hazmat. I just passed it with 2 wrong answers out of 30, and now I have to get my fingerprints from the TSA, so I have to call them and figure out where to go, make the appointment for my TWIC card. I don't have to get that renewed till 2027. I'm grateful that I was able to just get that test over with and start to Tuesday and Wednesday on the right path. Pass the test, don't have to redo it again. There was a lot of people here, but the way they have this system now with, by appointment, I guess I could say it works, but then sometimes I feel as though it's still can be frustrating just trying to get that appointment in, so with that being said, as of right now, I'm grateful that I passed my test. And on the beginning of the video, I mentioned the title of the video that I studied and practiced, and it's a game changer. So with that being said, I'm grateful that I took care of that, and now I have to go get my fingerprints done. Can I go that way? I don't even trying to figure out how to get from point A to point B. I'm just trying to leave. Thanks. So with that being said, we took care of that. We conquered. Now that video that I was talking about was so informative. Now guys, I'm going to be honest with you. When I studied, it was only for about 4 hours. Honestly, it was only about 4 hours, and that was it. I studied while I was out of my truck, learning about the test and the question and the answers. And then when I got home, I studied for a little bit. Then I went to go take the test, and I passed it first time. Two wrong answers, so I passed it easily. But I can't get my license yet because I have to get the fingerprints renewed, and that's going to be $86. So everything is like money. So I'm going to pay the 86, and then I could just renew that. Then I got to renew my medical card in August. I think I still have it in my pocket. Make sure. Yep, there it is. In August, I got to renew my medical card, but the Hazmat already done. I'm gonna be honest with you. After watching that video, listening, and just studying it, that is the first time that I ever passed so calmly. Maybe it was like the mid-'80s music that they were playing at the DMV too. So when I passed the test, I didn't even feel like, I feel like I whizzed it, but thanks to that video. I commented on that video, so if you go into the comments, you could see that I mentioned that I just passed the test with 2 wrong answers. That's pretty decent, considering I think you can only get like 4 wrong or 6 wrong. So I got 2 wrong, and then that was it. I got all the other questions answered perfectly fine. And so, in my opinion, that is extremely awesome, and I am just grateful that I passed without any frustration, aggravation, leaving the DMV thinking that I was going to fail, because before I took the test, I needed to urinate. And I asked the instructor, I said, sir, can I go and use the restroom? Because I kind of had that, like a energy protein powder in my water, and it made me just piss everything out. And then when I went to go take the test, there were some questions that were starting to throw at me, and I was just starting to almost feel a little bit like taking the time to read the question and answer it as best as I could. And that's how I ended up passing the test, because I took the time to read the question and think clearly. What is this about? You know what I mean? Because I think you could only get like 4 answers wrong. You know, so when I got that done, that means once I get my new license, I don't even have to sweat it. I could just go there on that day, make myself look my best, and just get a decent picture. You know, I don't know if I'm gonna smile in the picture or not. Not sure yet. Not sure yet, but I have till October 12th. So the fact that I passed it now is key to peace of mind, because now I'm gonna go home and, you know, put my feet in the massager, massage my feet, get my day started. I'm gonna have my cocoa with my coffee now, and probably just relax today. Just a good feeling. I got a safety meeting tomorrow morning, so I have to go to that. And it's so far it's been a revolutionary morning for me. I'll be honest with you guys, I really thought I was gonna fail the test because it's way too soon. I haven't really studied the whole book. So the video that I recommended, the one I listened to, helped me pass the test. And I'm gonna be honest with you, you have to be very careful, because sometimes the apps that you try to study might not have the questions exactly the same way. But what's cool about the test, there was only 3 choices, so it wasn't 4, because I think 4 would make it a little more overwhelming for each question. So with the 3 questions, I was able to just get through it, and I was really happy about it. Like, I really felt like I achieved something noble. And you know, for the 15 years that I've been driving tankers and, you know, delivering oil and just hazmat, it's always been in me. But I know every time I went to go retake the test, back in the day, we had a whole pamphlet of questions and answers. You know, I would go to the trucking company and ask them for that. And for some reason, all the other times, it seemed more overwhelming, where this time around, I was just like, if I pass it, I pass it. If I fail it, I fail it, you know? And, excuse me, that was an honest sneeze. So, yeah, I passed the test. I got my paperwork right here. This is what you call the, you know, goldenrod. And I'm going to be able to not have to retake that. I don't have to renew it till October 12th, so I'm probably going to wait around that time to get my picture taken, because I have to get my fingerprints done. And then once my fingerprints done, then I have to put my new medical card information. That's in August. So at least I passed the test. I dodged the DMV by doing it the way I did it, you know, because now I can just go get my fingerprints done peacefully. I don't have to be running around in haste trying to think, oh, I got to pass this test before October 12th. That's already taken care of. So staying ready that keeps from getting ready is key to success. So I think it's August 8th I have to go for renew my medical card. And then after that, before that, I'm going to have my fingerprints done. So I got to make that appointment today when I get home after I massage my feet, just to get back on track for a little while, you know. Thank you so much for the whole community, everybody that is part of the channel, all the new subscribers. I really do appreciate. This video is primarily about, you know, the hazmat test, and that's what I'm going to put on there, you know, because I don't want to mix my gaming category in with it. I just want to keep it as is for now until I could get back into a live stream. But as of right now, thank you so much. And yeah, when you watch that video, I promise you, when you go to take the test at the DMV, you're going to feel more relaxed. There was something about me that just felt more relaxed answering the questions. When you come up to some of the questions where they're asking you who is responsible to make sure that a shipment is delivered or that information is put in for certain things, you gotta think common sense. You're the only person in the vehicle, so obviously it's going to be the driver, you know. And when they ask who's responsible for emergency response. Of course, it's going to be Chemtrek. So, stuff like that. And then after that, it's all the rest of the questions are common sense. If you don't put the paperwork in, clear view, you're going to put it in the door pouch. If you don't put it in the door pouch, you put it in clear view. You're not going to put it in your glove compartment, because that's separate paperwork that goes in there. But most of the questions were common sense. A lot of the questions that I was studying on that video were not on the test. Meaning, I'm convinced that what they do is they take 30 random questions. So I guess today was a lucky day for me because I passed it without even sweating it. Now, I know there was a time I went to the DMV and the questions were just like, whoa, hey, I didn't even study this part of the book, or, but what questions are these? So these were I call those the trick questions. Those are the questions that, trick you, kind of stumble you a little bit. But when you have a trick question, you can't skip it. So what you want to do is, the first thing you want to do, take my advice, you look at the 3 multiple choice. You look at the answer that best would not describe answering the question. And then you take that one and you cross it out. So now you're left with 2. And you say to yourself, is it relating to the driver from the answer to the question to the answer? Or is it relating to the shipper, the carrier? And then you have to read the question. And once you could connect the dots, once you could put the pieces together, you get the answer right. So, highly recommended. Now, if you want to get your CDL right now, guys, you can actually get your CDL for free, but you have to go to Energy Saving Assistance Building in Connecticut or wherever you live, and they have a paper right there where you could actually apply for it. And I think when they say free, I think it's paid for, but no promises. Like, I don't know if they want you to pay it back, but that's pretty cool. When I went to school to get my license, I had to pay for everything. So I paid for everything. And now when I see that, I'm like, wow, that's a great opportunity, because people get to get their license for free. And to anybody that wants a better life, wants more money, wants to be truly independent, that's the way to go. That's the way to go, because that's always going to help you with your future, is your hazmat and how hard you work on achieving your hazmat. You could even start out delivering home heating fuel in the beginning. That's what I did, and I was pretty damn good at it. But as you get older, you make more money delivering gas, so I wouldn't go back to home heating fuel or anything else. Gas is where it's at. Companies are always looking for, your help and your work and all that stuff, and you make a pretty decent living. Now, the company I work for is a good company, but not as much work, so I have more time with my wife, myself, family, and just you guys as a community. So times have changed. When you go to the DMV, like, I was able to take the test but not renew my license, which is okay, because I'd rather just pass it knowing that I passed it and go back later on once I get my fingerprints and then my medical card certified, and then my new once I have all that documented, and I could go back and get my new picture, start over. Before I was a donor, and when they asked me if I wanted to be a donor this time around, I don't want to sound selfish, but I kind of declined. And the reason why I declined is because I don't want to jinx myself. I don't want my health to fall short and I'm dying sooner than I thought, and I have to donate my organs. So right now, for the next 4 years, I just want to kind of keep myself to myself. So, well, thank you so much for tuning in. I think this video was very helpful. The title of the CDL video, I said it in the beginning. I already forgot it now. So it's just been it's been a crazy night for me working and just, trying to get my day off started. Last week was a nightmare, and this week I'm trying to just forget about last week and turn it into a good week, because I still have to take care of that with my car and, the whole, what I told you guys on the live stream. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching the video, listening to the video, commenting. Be sure to comment, and if you are a CDL driver, give a shout out and represent yourself, and let everybody know that how many years and what you achieved, what you do for a living. What do you haul? I haul gasoline. That's my main. I haul sometimes jet fuel, but mostly it's gasoline, because that's where I that's where my expertise is in gasoline. When I go to a gas station and I know how to fill the gas ground tank without overfilling it, without any serious issues. So, over all the years of experience. So thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate the support. We passed. Stealth Dragon for life. We are dragons, stealth dragons. We breathe fire. Humans breathe air. Sub to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.